y'all, it's Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and today I am back with Stamp It Like It's Hot, and this month it is to do an ombre effect, and I am also combining this with Memorydex March, and it's showcasing Memorydexes. So I decided to combine those things together and just make a Memorydex. And do my stamping on it. So, well, for it, I should say, I guess. As you can see, I have a big mess. I've been playing and did up a few things. I was trying different ways for the ombre, and I thought I would do a rainbow and go with the St. Patrick's Day theme. So for the Memorydex, I have some Memorydex dies. You can also cut them on Cricut as long as you go by the size. I don't know what the size is. Whatever size this is. So I have a couple different ones. And I just cut out 2 of them that I had. I always like doing this one. I do the Memorydex swaps over on Ginger's Corner. And I like using the ones with pockets because that has the pocket so that I can stuff it with little goodies to send to my partner. That's just something I like to do personally. I don't really use Memorydexes in the traditional sense, you know, as in putting them on the little Rolodex thing, or some people will add pictures to them, or verses, or journal on them, you know, whatever, and use them like that. But I don't. I actually use them on my scrapbook pages and use them as little places to hold tags, or I use them as a title or whatever. So I have to give a shout out to my crafty buddy Tammy that watches. She sent me the St. Patrick's Day gnome add-ons, which I did not have, so I had to make them, and that's what inspired this whole thing. So thank you very much, Tammy. They are appreciated. They're super cute. I made all the little accessories with them and all that stuff. And I did cut out a few things on the Cricut and all that, but just to get to the ombre, I'm going to do something like this. This one I messed up a little bit on because I double stamped. But you can get the gist of it. I did a rainbow ombre effect. And it's not hard. It's just trying to get it right without messing everything up. Oh no, that makes so much sense, right? So I'm going to show y'all how to do that, and then we can work on doing the other. So let's see, this one might be the right size. I just pulled a bunch of white scraps that I had, and I'm going to use my Distress Oxides. And these are my 5 favorite colors that I love to use together. So let me lay them out in the order I'm going to use them. I have picked raspberry, mustard seed, red, orange, yellow, green, followed by blue. Okay. I know, the rainbow song, y'all. Y'all know I'm going to sing it if I'm having to do rainbow to figure out which order to put them in. Okay, so I have mustard seed, mowed lawn, peacock feathers, and villainous potion, Distress Oxides. So you can't get them wet, or they do interact with water, but it's okay for what I want to do, because, you know, I don't plan on getting it wet. So, pretty much, I just took my stamp. I'm using a couple different stamp sets that was kind of St. Patrick's Day themed. They're both by Close to My Heart. This one's called Lucky to Know You. And that's where most of the things I'm doing is coming from. And then I have this one that's called Irish Blessings that has cute little sayings on it I thought I could do. So I'm just going to stamp out a bunch of stuff and emboss it and all that, and just have it to put in a goodie pack. So if you leave me a comment on this video, you can be entered to win it because I'm just going to give it away. So, leave a comment. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I have these to use on my smaller stamps that I want to do. But I like to just, since this is such a big one, is just take my ink pad and just rub it over it. Because these kind of stay wet. If you've dealt with the Distress Oxides, they kind of do stay wet for a little bit. So you have a little bit to work with. And it's easy to clean up your stamps from it because they're water-based. So it's hard to not get it all, like do the whole thing with the pad being so big. So you could use one of these daubers. I feel like it just don't give as good a coverage as if you just rub the ink pad on it. So just personal preference, really. Alright, and then the purple. And I do like to touch it to the one right before it so that it does kind of give that ombre effect and mix together just a little bit. And then I'm just going to stamp it. And I am stamping on the back of my, this is a close to my heart mat. I can't remember what it's called. But this is just the back side of it with the foam so that whenever you stamp, it gives a little more cushion and gives you a better impression. So, look how pretty. Okay, I love it. I like how that one mixed through. So what I like to do now is I take my Versamark ink, and mine's dirty because y'all know I'm not picky. I'm lazy, and I honestly, I don't really care. Okay, now, if you want a clear impression, you ain't going to get it because this one's dirty. So if you're very OCD and want it to stay clear to give a clear stamp, then you better get a different, I'll have to get a different separate one, which I don't have because I'm okay. Now, this would be easier if you had one of those Misties or whatever they're called, the stamp platforms, to make sure you get it lined back up exactly right, but I'm just going to guesstimate and hope for the best. And just stamp back over this so that I can emboss it. Oh, I got it pretty close. Yay. Okay, and I am just using this holographic embossing powder by Ranger. I just got it at Hobby Lobby. I like it because it's sparkly. It says it's holographic, but I don't know. It just looks more glittery to me than holographic, I guess. And I normally have a paper underneath this to catch it and not make a big mess, but I don't this time, so I'm just trying to be careful. And so I can dump it back in. And I like to just tap it off. I might have tapped it too much. I can't tell. Okay, let's do it again. Add a little bit more. I probably tapped it too hard, but you know. And I mean, I would even be okay if it had little extras hanging around, which the heat gun usually blows it off anyways if it's not stuck down good. Alright, this is going to be a little bit noisy. Alright. I don't know if y'all can see that really good. I'm trying to hold it in the light so it'll show through. Actually, I think I need to heat the bottom a tad bit more. I think I just knocked it off, but that's okay. So, I don't know if you can tell it, but it does look blingy without having all the glitter, loose glitter on it. So, I will just take my cutter and cut this out, and it can be included into the little pocket. So, super cute, right? So, let me show y'all a different one, using a different stamp, using a different way. And I'll cut this off straight when I mess with it and fix everything. But I'm just going to use this scrap to do a rainbow. So then I just take my rainbow stamp, and I have these little Q-tip type things. They're makeup applicators or something. I don't know. You get like 1,000 of them or something on Amazon. Probably Temu has them too, but it was like, I don't know, cheap, $8 or $10 or something like that for a lot of them. I have enough probably to last me the rest of my life, and I've shared some of them too. So I like them for small stuff like this, and they're also good for like inking. I mean, not inking, but chalking, like the little characters and gnomes and things like that when you want to do like cheeks and stuff like that. This is really easy to use for stuff like that. So, alright. And pretty much you're just going to paint it on. And of course it'll stay wet for a minute. So, let's see here. Now, if worse came to worse and it dried up before you got everything painted, and I'm not a perfectionist, so I just roll with it, and like, I don't care if it goes over into the other little slots or whatever, but if it did, you can breathe on it, because the moisture from, you know, your hot air pretty much will take and moisten it enough so that it'll get a little bit, you know, wet again and stamp. Or you can always just barely spritz it with water and then stamp, and of course you'll get more of a watercolor looking effect, because, you know, it'll water it down some, but you can still get your stamp. So I'll put the purple ones on. I love this stamp. And then I'm just gonna stamp it. Look how pretty! And then I'm just pretty much gonna do the same thing again with this, and just line it up as best as I can. Now, like I said, if you had a stamping platform, this would be a lot easier to make sure you're getting it exact. That looks pretty exact. Like, I am proud and shocked. Alright. Just pour this on there. Just trying to be careful not to get it all over my mat, which it won't hurt it, but it'll just be a mess. Alright, so you can see it on there, hopefully. See all the little glitters. Alright, now let's emboss this one. It's going to be loud for a minute. Okay, now that one actually does look holographic in real life. It's hard to see, but I'm going to heat the bottom a little bit more. I wonder what would happen if I did it again. I don't know that I've ever re-stamped and re-embossed. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just to see what happens. Might as well try it, right? That's all we can do. Alright, I'm going to do it again. This one probably won't get lined up as good, because I done jinxed myself by doing it right the first time. Okay, let's see. I don't know. It's already embossed, so I can't tell. I can't tell if it's good. Okay. Let's see what happens, y'all. Alright, well, it's definitely sticking really good. I'll close this up. I'll have all my powder blowed everywhere and everything will be embossed. Okay, I have to say I like it. It looks really good. It's probably hard to see on the camera, but it's really pretty. And it wasn't apparently all set because I just rubbed it off. Probably because I embossed on top of embossing. Oh, it's stuck on now. But look how pretty. Okay, so then pretty much all I'll do, I'm not going to sit here and do all of this because, well, I'll do this one because it's easy, but I'll just go through and pretty much fussy cut this out. Now you could totally leave it on a paper and cut it down to size and all that stuff, but this is an easy way to make your own embellishments in different colors and all that, and have fun using your stamps and embossing powders, because if I'm being honest, I don't use mine that much. But look how pretty. Now you have your own little rainbow embellishment. Okay, so one more thing, and then I'll put together the Memorydex so we're not taking forever. I'm going to show y'all an actual ombre with with not one color, but monochromatic with 3 different greens pretty much. And I'm going to use this Lucky on here. I'm actually going to spritz it off because I already did the rainbow on it earlier. But as you can see, since they're distress oxides, when you spray the water on them, it comes right off, and they're clean, which normally y'all know I don't clean my stamps. That's why they look so rough, but they still are wonderful years later after a million uses, because usually the ones that are dirty, you can tell that's the ones that I love and I've used a lot. Okay, so I think I'm going to do it this way. So I'm just going to use the ink pads. I have Rustic Wilderness, Mowed Lawn, and Twisted Citron, and I don't think I've ever even used the Twisted Citron. I got it, but haven't used it. So I'm just going to rub some on across here, and then I'll use the next lightest. Let's see here. Kind of rub them together. That one got all the way down since it's such a small stamp, but we'll do this one over it anyways on the bottom, because I'm sure it will give a different color. Okay. And then we're just going to stamp. And it says, "Lucky to know you." Voila! Look how cute. I missed the edge of my clover. Oh no. Let's fix it. I'm just going to rub this one on it even though it's not the same color. Okay, let's see. Can I do it again for 3 times in a row? Probably not. Y'all, like, woo! Woo! It's too much tonight. I'm on a roll. That is good. That is like exact. My eyeballs are working tonight. Actually, it's morning now. Technically, it's after midnight. Yeah, I know. I'm burning the midnight oil on this video. Alright. Let me roll up my sleeves here. I think I want to do my Versamark over top of this one, too. And I just feel like it helps finish it off if you emboss it, since you're just cutting out everything individually and all that. And hopefully it's close. I don't know. Can I get lucky like 5 times in a row? Y'all, I'm about to run out and play the lottery. I never play the lottery. I always say it'd be nice to win the lottery, but I'd have to actually play to win. The luck of the Irish is strong tonight. It's the red hair, I tell you. All right. It's going to be loud. One more time. Ow, it's burning. All right. Woo! All my stamps are falling. I got a horrendous mess of rolling over here. Okay, I'm going to stand up so I can see what y'all see. Woo! Sorry, I'm bumping everything. I don't know if you can see it. Like, it's so pretty. Let's see. Maybe a little bit better there. Oh, see it? See it? It's so pretty. And it's hard to tell because it all looks one color on here, but it's really not. It has lighter and it gets light and then darker color wise. And it's the same with the little rainbow. See it? Oh, look how pretty. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, we've done that. I think I have sufficiently showed the ombre for Stamp It Like It's Hot. Lots of other ladies are playing along, and I'm interested to watch their videos and see what they do. Okay, let me move all this. And this is the mat. I'm sure y'all know what it's called. I can't think of what it is, but I love it. Okay, let me... I'm covered in embossing dust. I'm gonna be sparkling for days. Okay. Let me get all this stuff out here. Now, for the Memorydex, we have all this stuff. I already have this one put together. I have another pocket, and this pocket came with this die. I need to look one more time, see where I can be at. Okay. I'm going to put a little piece of tape down here so I know. Don't go any lower or y'all can't see me. Okay. Alright. This one, it doesn't go with this. It goes with this die. But I think I'm going to add it to this one. Because you'll still see the top edge. So, I'm just going to glue it down. Like I said, I really like creating these little pockets. It gives a little surprise inside. Fill it up with goodies. And this is just paper from a 6x8 pad that's like American Crafts or something like that. It came from the Dollar General, and it's kind of thin. Like, it's not the best quality, but it works really good for Memorydex and for making these pockets so it don't get super bulky. But I also do like using double-sided too, so the back's already pretty if, you know, some people like to use the back. Like I said, I put them on scrapbook pages, so I personally don't use the back. Let's see. Look at these little gnomes. Ain't they so cute? Let's see. I'm going to put them on here. Let's see. Maybe we want this one over here. Do we? No. Then we can't see the little cloud and stuff. Okay. I'm just going to glue this on. And I'm going to just lightly glue these on so that if whoever wins these wants to, they can deconstruct them and just rip the gnomes off. Okay, guys, sorry. I don't know what happened, but apparently it cut off during filming. So I have had to go back in and add this, but I finished them up. If you comment, this is what you're winning. I ended up just, this one's a simple one without a pocket, and it's pretty. And then I finished these up. Look how cute. And like I was saying, I don't know where I left off, but I tried to run it back and check. But I was saying that I don't decorate the back in case people want to use them other ways. So that's always an option. You have many different options when using a Memorydex. You don't have to actually use it as a Memorydex, you know, on the little stand and all that stuff. So this is what you're going to be winning if you leave a comment. I'll do the drawing at the end of the month when I do all my other ones. And the only other thing was it cut off, and I was just going to show y'all my other Memorydex that other people have made. I store them. This is the ones I haven't used yet in my albums, but it's just in a little wooden box from the Dollar Tree. That costs $1.25. It's the perfect size. Of course, mine's overfull, and some of them's bigger, not the exact size for Memorydex, because I don't mind that. So I'll just run through and show y'all some of them real quick, because there's lots of different options for Memorydex. This is one. I can't remember who made this, but aren't they beautiful? And they decorated both sides. I want to say Scylla made these. From, I think it's Choice Bits of Bliss. I think that's who made these. I'm not sure, but I'm almost certain on those. These were whenever we did the bee-themed Memorydex swap on Ginger's Corner. I love these, this die, how it has like a lace edge, and I love this one, the scallop look. I don't know who made these, but I would really like to have these dies. I need to check in on that, because I only have, I think, 3 or 4 Memorydex dies. I tend to use the pocket one every time, though. These are beautiful. I don't know who made them, though, but they are beautiful. They have all kinds of little extras on there. Look how cute this one is. It would have been so cute on my page I did recently of Kaylee and Lainey playing in the swimming pool. I want to say Michelle made this one. These ones were recently made by, I want to say, Elita. And they are gorgeous. I don't know if she actually embossed the paper or if she just used embossed paper already. But it's glittery and embossed, and it's beautiful. She left me a little note saying, you know, photo, recipe, or keepsake here. I guess she knows probably that I use them in my album. So this is perfect for me to just insert pictures or my journaling in. on my page. Here's this one, super cute. I'm just going to try to run through and show y'all real quick. I love this one, but you know, these are my colors, and I love this one too. I wonder if they cut it on their Cricut or if it was an actual die. If you made that, let me know. Did you cut that on your Cricut? Here's this scalloped one again. This one's pretty and glittery. Look how pretty. So pretty. Look at the little penguins and the bear. Rory made these for me. Let's see here. Look at this one. Look at this one. It's an actual teapot shaped. And it was created by Carol, Coffee and Crafts with Carol G on YouTube. So check her out. I'm just going to run through these. See, this one's double-sided decorated. So, you know, you could use it either way. Some of these I made this one. I actually probably need to clean some of these out that I've made. I have a bunch of the same ones. But there is lots of different options. This one's like more of a Bible journaling type thing, and you could write something else on the back, your thoughts about it or whatever. There's another one I did, and another one I did. Look how pretty this one is. They added beads. It's very dimensional. I don't know who made it. They didn't sign it. It's hard to sign these. Alicia Copeland made that. It's hard to sign these sometimes, especially if they're a double-sided. Look how pretty this one is. And it's double-sided. So, if I use this on my album page, I would probably tear this off. And so that I would be able to still use that and use the other side also. These are my very first ones I ever made. I had no clue what I was doing. I just got the dies and I just decorated them. So, and then this one, look how cute, it's food. This I never think to do, but this is the same pocket one that I have, except they decorated the back as the decorative part, and then they left the pocket back here and had goodies in it. Isn't that a good idea too? Here's some that I made for a swap. This one's a file folder one. Look, and they put a bunch of goodies in here. Look at the little kitchen utensils they added. And I could still use it on my page or whatever. So, just another neat little idea. Look how pretty this one is. I think this one was for the green themed. This one's a crafter one. They have the little tag on the side. Here's these. Look at the little bear. Oh, Michelle Ferland made those. This is another one I did. I made a bunch and I had extras for a swap. This is my favorite paper line of like ever. It's that Simple Stories, I think Simple Vintage Lemon Twist or something like that. Look how pretty this one is. Both sides are decorated. Look at this one, the garden thing. Alicia made this one. I'm sure this will be probably going on a garden page soon. This is the a bigger one that Elita sent me. She had messaged and said that she made it a little bit too big, so she had to redo her Memorydexes. And I told her it doesn't matter to me if it's too big because I use them on my pages. So she had made a shaker with this one. So she sent me this extra. So thank you. I love it. I'll definitely use it. And last but not least, look at this one. It's so cute. It has like little actual seashells on it, and they pop this up. Let's see, Paulette Pappas. But isn't that cool? Alright, so y'all got all kinds of ideas now. I'll probably throw in one of these to go with that one for the giveaway because I have so many of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed that, and that y'all will try your hand at making Memorydexes and using them in different ways and doing ombre stamping. So let me know how it goes. So until next time, bye y'all.